merry travelers, and welcome to the Come and Go Tavern. My name is Sheila Ornthalis, and I'll be your hostess this afternoon. Today's kitchen special is 3 cheese garlic bread. It's particularly good today. The Havarti is feeling very piquant. And it looks like Rebecca is currently available for a full-service package, if you know what I mean. But if you see anything or anyone else on the menu that you're interested in, just let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Today will be my 38th Final Fantasy XIV stream, and last time we took down the Tower of Zot. We also earned a bunch of amulets for doing so, although that did come at a pretty significant cost for a certain dragon we know. But those amulets will help other people do the same, even without the protection of Hydaelyn. I am sure that Fan Daniel has more up his sleeves, but I'm honestly more worried about what Xenos has cooking, because he hasn't actually acted. He's just been staring at the moon for the last, I don't know, in-game month, whatever. As always, however, I will be available for comments, questions, and concerns about the tavern, as well as regular old conversations, so don't be afraid to fill that chat with discussion. And yeah, I suppose we can just go ahead and jump right into it, can't we? Let's go on over. Alphino's out here learning to use those sage arms. Heading out for a stroll? Well, I think so. The Scholar himself was here? In that case, what are we waiting for? I too am eager to see him, though I somewhat dread the thought of visiting the studium. Dare say our notoriety precedes us. Alphino, of all people, worrying about his reputation. And at our alma mater, no less. Well, wonders never cease. You'll understand soon enough. Off we go. Oh, wait, hang on. What in the world? Hang on. I just love it when I change over my sources and then they don't actually change over properly. There we go. Well, that was a whole conversation that was just had. And this is the reason why I narrate these things. I do think I will be switching over some of my setup soon, though, because obviously I don't use Twitter anymore. And so, like, I think it might be better to put the stuff that I've currently got at the bottom of my screen just on the Just Chatting screen, and to add subtitles here along the bottom edge of the screen. I'm probably going to try to work them into the Just Chatting screen as well, just in case. But, like, we've had the soft subtitles for a while, but it would be a good idea to also just hard code them into the videos, I think. Just to make sure, even if a file gets lost or corrupted or something, that it can still be subbed, you know? Here it is, the phenomenon. Do-do-do-do-do. Phenomenon. Do-do-do-do. Anyway, while I expect you made a note of it before, one can hardly miss it. This is the first time you've been here on official business, correct? While most of the space is taken up by expansive auditoriums, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and a host of administrative offices and so forth. So it's a university. You've brought me to the admin building. Okay. As the center of what would later become the studium, it was established to promote the study of etherological phenomenon. It's the name. Though with ether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life, and even the universe itself. And then, in the 432nd year of the 6th Astral Era, Phenomenon was decreed complete, and the studium officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, it is without question the world's leading authority in etherology, the arcane, the occult, astromancy, and countless other fields, standing proud as Charlene's foremost educational institution. You always did enjoy giving the grand tour to new students. Indeed, I've long since lost track of how many times he has recited that same foppish speech. Such is his undying love for his old stomping ground. He was in top form back then. Youngest to enter the studium, graduated with the highest honors in magical arts and etherology, undisputed champion of the debating chamber. Hold on, you both joined the studium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you're equally prodigious scholars. That's nice of you to say, but Alphino actually entered half a year before me. Nor did I do well enough to graduate with honors. I am certainly not the studium's most notorious master debater. Okay, that one was written in there. In all respects, I have ever been in his shadow. If nothing else, just remember that this is where the legend of Alphino Lavilleur began. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escapades. Hopefully, we'll be somewhat more welcome here than we were at the last stand. No better than anyone the adoration the student body has for Alphino, and with a bit of luck, it might work to our advantage. Well, there's no time like the present. First things first, let's look for the Skylark Montaigne. Other faculty tend to frequent their offices, but unfortunately for us, he's fond of wandering wherever his whims take him. Let's split up and ask the students if they've seen him. That was Alphino Lavilleur, wasn't it? The Alphino? And he's with his sister and Master Baldessian's granddaughter. Only mean one thing. An event of epoch-shattering proportions is fast approaching. Spread the word! Well, I'm actually here with them. Oh, sorry, you said you were looking for the Skylark, yes? Knowing him, he could be anywhere. But Miss Alipo said he should have a better idea. Are you lost? Wandering off the street, perhaps? Wait, don't tell me. You're a trainee gleaner fresh off the guild ship. I'm right, aren't I? No. Oh, how silly of me. An orientation is in order. Allow me to bid you a warm welcome to Searcher's Meet. You start with a question. What is the most important thing you'll find in the studium? That's right. Books. And that's the second most important? Why, that's simple. Everything else. I love this sink that's over here. That's what we deal with here in Searcher's Meet. Whenever the students or tutors find themselves in need of equipment or materials, they come to us. If we don't have it in our stores, we send the gleaners off to find it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the requests we get. I have place out this, tongue of giant, Gantoad that. Enough to make your hair stand on end. Which is possibly what some of our students are trying to accomplish, this being a school of magic and all. As our newest gleaner, you'll have your work cut out for you, but I think you'll find it quite rewarding. I mean, I've tracked down many miscellaneous knickknacks in my time, but I'm no gleaner. I'm actually looking for the Skylark. So what you're telling me is, wait, you're not a gleaner? Yes, that's exactly what you said, isn't it? Well, you're looking for the Skylark? Well, I'm afraid we don't have any of those in stock, but oh, wait, you mean him. He was here, but, well, now he's not. I did speak with him shortly before you arrived, though. He said he was on his way to Maker's Meet. Go back the way you came in, and you'll see it on the opposite side of the entrance. It's the laboratory of sorts, home to many rare and expensive curios, not to mention of alarmingly frequent accidents. If you lose your way, just follow the blood-curdling screams. In the time it's taken me to tell you all this, the Skylark has probably already left. Best of luck finding him. I have a feeling you'll need it. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yes, the Skylark was here a short while ago. He offered me advice on my current research project. Though we spoke at length, I don't recall him mentioning where he was planning to go next. When we parted ways, he went down the corridors. Perhaps to one of the auditoriums? Okie dokie. Ah. I really need to look up how to actually activate these dang things. Because I feel like weather shouldn't affect this one, you know? Oh well.
Ah, I remember you.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Ah. Oh, goodness gracious, don't tell me I need to have caffeine this early.
Well, I could hardly let that Inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the Annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you.
Doer, you say? Okay, Vio.
I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the Forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye. You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Matoya's prize student. Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
That old man could get it.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried. Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic. As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the Forum.
How is that even possible?
Well, magic.
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture.
Really?
Please, take a seat.
I'd say it's been about 5 minutes, sir. Okay, yep, no. Caffeine, time.
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology. The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into 3 forms. 2 are of the incorporeal sort, the soul and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
The physical sort?
Yes, very good. This is the form with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed
okay,
by
that
even the
makes sense.
simplest of daily activities and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux.
So, I wonder then, does nobody in this universe have
In
mitochondria?
contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said
Or are
for memory,
mitochondria in this universe
as
like
the two are
midichlorians?
intrinsically linked.
Are the midichlorians the powerhouse of the Force?
Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it. Now,
Welcome
what would
to
happen
the...
if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
The 7th Umbral Calamity.
Mm-hmm.
The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Charlene prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation. Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace?
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be
That's
reversed.
a really, really high
And
number.
only then would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty. Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea. For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean.
Sounds awfully religious.
And our memories drift apart and dissolve, rather defeating the purpose, I suppose. But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
What happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each
Lots
equally
of sneezes.
plausible.
The interesting thing is we have evidence that both are kind of true. Neither completely.
Well, I think that's enough education for today. Now that I've given you some food for thought, or rather, an entire banquet.
Fair. You know, he looks like a professor that I used to have.
I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you.
Good to know.
I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend.
I appreciate it.
Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlian, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
If your game, Chi Alipo would put your artisanry to good use. Oh, okay. You know, I should probably actually use some of these. Oh, not that they'll be particularly useful to me anyway, because they're below the item level that I've got currently going on. Nope, okay, it's not tied to screenshots. Ah well. Figured I'd give it a shot. Well, that's given me much to mull over. I feel as though we're one step closer to understanding the Forum's true motives and the mysteries of life itself for good measure. It's funny, I came here with the intent of expressing my gratitude, only to be more indebted than ever before. With a feeling his friendship and support will be a great boon to us in days to come. And on that note, let's head back to the Annex. Perhaps on the way you should better acquaint yourself with Chi Alipo, of the scholar suggested. Well, I shall share our findings with Raha. Goodness gracious, a 16-person classroom with this much space for everybody? Ah, luxury. Getting classrooms that like easily crammed 32 people into this exact same amount of desks. Not to mention a lot smaller of a space. But oh well. That's the state of things, as it were. spine drops. Oh, oof. You can just buy casual greens here. Wow. I almost have Lancer up to level 80 now as well. Once I've got that, it's just the Arcanist subclasses and Blue Mage, and then I'll have everything at current story level, you know? That was the fountains that I was hearing. I thought it was raining. Welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the studium proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow Scions. As expected, news of the Warding Scales was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance together to determine a way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to Limsa. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive. It's too early to say for certain, but that does seem to be the way the winds are blowing. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what awaits us in Vilbrand. Let's start by getting the scales out of storage. Give me a hand, would you, Estinian? That's right, pretty boy. You can make yourself useful. Ooh, I didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain, though. Ritra and the alchemists at the Great Work put their heart and soul into each and every one of these scales, so you must treat them with the utmost care. Are you not coming with us? As much as I would like to escape the Forum's watchful gaze, I've little choice but to stay behind. We're already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I await word of Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn. I can feel it. To Limsa. I don't know why. I just always feel like a little bit weird teleporting inside of a place. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Like, you know, it feels like I'm gonna go through the ceiling or something. Told to expect you. As you may or may not be aware, the Admirable is at present entertaining the Elder Seeds here and the Sultana. 3 of the most powerful women in the world in one room. Do you need a moment to prepare, or shall I show you to them? Yes, let's go ahead and head on in. They're being joined by by a 4th most powerful woman in the world. Yep. My apologies for calling you away from Charlayan on such short notice. On the contrary, we're honored to be and grateful, and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. It was only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We're locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it is only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we've taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn that we are all in accord. But might I ask what your plans entails? It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlayan, the Allied nations have been engaged on separate fronts, with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge in abductions of kobolds, Sahagin, Ixal, and the Ananta has given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph at Radza Han has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telafari, Roy, at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be the Ilsabard contingent. Okay, so we're going straight in, huh? I think such progress has been made in such a short a span. Its objectives would be twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered, robbed of their free will. They serve the Talafarois every win without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, because it is the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest. We simply choose to forgive and forget. I ask only that in choosing to remember that we do not also forsake our compassion and morality, for without that there can be no reconciliation. Only death without end. Aye, on that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Urian J observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor of what's yet to come. With grow? Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we'd failed to make any headway. Though the same could be said for the Talafaroi. They're certainly in no rush to press further into our lands. I'd wager the spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work toward our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Y'shtola's analysis of the tower's influence on ethereal currents. Based on her observations inside the Tower of Zot, spires siphon ether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of ether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to the larger spire in the capital. There's a logic in that. Regardless, once we have uncovered the truth, we'll bring their screams crashing down, along with their infernal towers. That's all well and good, but what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handing over the scales and being on our way. We want you and your scales to join the Ilsabard contingent. There it is. Considered an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. Okay. My very favorite line in this the whole of the game so far has been Ravana's rejoice in the glory of combat. It's such a vibe. But the correct answer here is for the people of Garlemald. They've suffered a lot. Couldn't have said it better myself. Ishtola, Thancred, and Urianger have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the boarding scales to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ilsabard. Raban and Lord Amaric are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon arrival. Pack warm clothing, furs and the like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the Talafraway will so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go, safe in the knowledge Eorzea will be as you left it, or better, upon your return. Oh, hello?
Hey, Mom, look at this cool animal I found.
Well, that's an adorable little, what is it?
Can I keep it?
No, sweetie, we have to take that outside. Okay, well, that was good timing on that. We're going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break. Make sure that a fuzzy little thing actually ends up back outside instead of joining a growing menagerie. And I'm going to play a commercial while we're away because that's what Twitch requires me to do at this scale of creator. So, you know, you're not required to sit around and watch the commercials, though. So stand up, stretch, refresh your drinks, get more food, pick up a snack, all that good stuff. And we will be back in about 5 minutes, all right? Okay, how do I break this to him? Alrighty, sweetie. So, what is the name of your new friend? What's it called? We back? Okay, yep, we are back. Right, I'm still a little bit paranoid about my computer because of the upgrades that I did last week. Nothing has broken yet, but I am on the lookout, as it were. Stream seems to be running a lot more smoothly. I'm not getting dropped frames every once in a while. I seem to be... Oh, hello, Zrune. I should probably deal with that at some point, but oh well. Where was I? Oh, yeah. I mean, just things generally seem to be running a lot more smoothly. But you know how it is. Ah, the Wanderers return. You've been busy bringing down a tower and producing the keys to destroying the rest of them. You should be proud. Those warding scales of yours are what's made this whole venture possible. Will you and Lord Aymeric be leading the contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we have seen you all off, it's back to our respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there was a fair amount of opposition to the formation of the Ilsabard contingent. Very suggestion that we send some of our best, finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid unto the Garleans has made me rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not, though I do my best. Truth be told, I'd much rather be at your side, charging into the fray. Alas, I have battles of my own to fight, where words may serve me better than any blade. The lighting here seems a little bit dim. I hate to say it, but Lord Aymeric's telling the truth. For the time being, the best we can offer you is the peace of mind for knowing Eorzea is in safe hands. As you fight the good fight in Ilsabard, I and the other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. We meet again. Hi, Gaius. Word of your exploits travels quickly. From what I gather, the protective talismans you obtained led to the formation of this expeditionary force. My contribution to this occasion is but a minor one, that being the information I have shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people of Garlemald, may the fates be on your side. So you're not coming with us? Strange. I thought you'd have a stake in this. I do. The Telophoroi have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But though every mote of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Emperor Varus and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Were I to travel with the Ilsabard contingent, it would give my countrymen ample cause to question your motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent may instead celebrate the return of a former legatus and attempt to raise me to the position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent's mission. Whether I am branded a villain or hailed as a hero, it would only hinder your efforts. We will deliver your people from harm in your stead. For what it is worth, you have my gratitude. You and your comrades have the strength and courage to deliver my countrymen. I'm certain of it. In light of Gaius's rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the role of your guide. Though I will be may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garlemald endures. would stop at nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. Might I ask you to escort our friends inside? You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two. And if I don't see you again ere you depart, may the Fury guide and protect you. All of you. Ooh, a surprise box. The other members of the Ilsevard contingent are gathered in the royal palace. I shall inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you are ready. So just go ahead and use that, get it out of the inventory. All nasty. I read that as all nasty at first, but oh well, you know, we can't win every one of them. Huh, the remaining members of the Scions. Your friends and most of the Ilsevard contingent await you within. Would you like me to see you through? Yes, please.
By the 12.
Wow.
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose.
No kidding. This
We
looks like an
fight
entire
not only
battalion
for the
here.
sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Ilsebard contingent.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades, yourselves included.
Lucia!
I have come at the behest of Lord Emmerich.
I don't
who has
remember
honored
her.
me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end.
Alright.
We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
She must be from Heavensward.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that, if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone! If I may have your attention.
Hey, it's the brothers from the Black Mage Guild.
Might I ask you to speak first?
If I must, I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation, here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer. We shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald.
Very good.
To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort. Of course, with an experienced white mage such as yourself accompanying us as well, those requiring more involved treatment will be in safe hands.
Oh shit!
Raya O sends her regards, by the way.
Okay, hang on.
Suppose I'd better say my piece.
One of my biggest complaints for a long time has been the fact that, like, the levels that you have in certain classes and jobs don't show up elsewhere. They did the thing!
Wait, I know you.
The name's Sicard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten. Anyway, the Admiral asked Captain Hillfear to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me. Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughing stock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship. So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but a promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do. Since we all know
Gents
how
from the
much
Marauders
the Empire
Guild.
loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy. Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. But then again, so are we. The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest. If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the Avatar of Destruction. With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
We gotta finish this one before we can go to the next one, though.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies. The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead.
Legitimately,
Accordingly,
yes,
I have
they
been
will.
designated commander of the Ilzabad contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require. The four high houses, House Hylinard foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission.
Hey,
Their
my
knowledge of
boys!
Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa.
Good to see you all.
There is another awaiting introduction.
What?
Lord of Monolane!
Ah, yes. Emanolaine de Forton, at your service. Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that. But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
I dare say your fancy footwork may be all that stands between us and certain doom.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honoroa with my tales of daring do.
You'll do your best, I know you will.
Introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea. Our Allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Oh, they're around then.
We've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Oh. 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 Oh, the Garleans don't stand a fucking chance then.
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
Cyrena, and you've brought company.
For battle and blood we come, as a step is sorely lacking in both.
Oh, you'll find plenty.
Foul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach.
Interesting.
Thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy.
Good.
Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies.
Oh, it's so much
And
more.
These other ones you have brought are...
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
And the Bosnian resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities.
Yes, they
Which is
are.
fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Hmm.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire. I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused.
How this goes, unfortunately.
Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy. But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all.
Yep.
Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders.
Very true.
Maxima, who stands with us today, tried to reform Garlemald from within and make peace with Doma. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
Good.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabad, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garland Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey.
That's good, that's good.
However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As
Fair.
they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
Makes sense.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers. From there, we
Giant
must travel
glaciers?
the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us. So it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
Well, those things are going to get blown up as part of this at some point. Oof.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed. Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
We noted. Well, I wouldn't have come here if I wasn't already prepared. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Amal-Ja'a and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climate of Ilsabard. They would also likely prove tempting targets for the abduction by the Telophoroi. All things considered, they can better aid the cause by bolstering our defenses in Eorzea, though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must distribute the warding scales to our comrades. Care to do the honors? Of course. We heard you would be called in Garlemald, so we came prepared. Oh, the talismans! We are to keep these close at all times, yes? It will seem that no one misplaces theirs. And before I forget, I have a message from Hien. In distant lands, in times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of life. Hope I have done his words justice. Doma, like much of Athard, has been plagued by the towers. Yet while he could not be here, he wished to express his shared conviction. Hien and Yugiri labor without rest to unite the people, and with their aid, we will keep the enemy at bay. And we of the Steppe and the Eastern Alliance will repay their efforts by ending this war. That a set of warding scales, I spy. Not that I would know what they looked like. Indeed they are. Here you are. Look at these. Even a layman like me can tell they're bursting with ether. All the better to fend off the tempering waves? Is that the right term? Anyway, these will give us one less thing to worry about, which just leaves the other mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. Only one way to find out, eh? And nervous or not, I'd march through all 7 hells if it gave me a chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. Warding scales for the Ishgardian delegation, I take it? Yes, indeedy. Many thanks. These talismans may prove to be the deciding factor in the battles to come. I find myself conflicted by this foray into Garlemald. Sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard, only to throw in my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. And now I lead the mission to save the countrymen I betrayed. But that is, doubtless, why I was chosen by Lord Aymeric. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and former ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Ishgard, Garlemald, and the world at large, I will lead us to victory. I hear you've got something for us. Ah, them scales everyone's talking about. Pretty little things, aren't they? Reckon they'll be worth a gill or two when this is all over, but we'll hold on to them for now. And one more thing. I know what you're all thinking. Why didn't they send Einzar instead? Figured if I know. All the Admiral and Captain Hilfer told me was that they needed someone to safeguard the future. And here I am. I'd say they haven't got a sense of humor. Of course, some of you might be wondering what a good pirate is on dry land. In the middle of the sun and snow of all places. Well, me and my crew will be doing whatever one needs doing. So let's set sail, or however the saying goes on airships. Yes? Scale for you. So these are the famed warding scales. Enough for me and my men, I see. I myself am especially grateful for this opportunity to visit the distant lands. I wish to follow in the footsteps of Master Atoa and learn all there is to learn about this star we call home. Indeed, that is the primary reason I volunteered to join the expedition. To journey outside the Twelveswood, much less enter into Imperial territory, is a rare privilege afforded a Pajal. Not that I'm tagging along to see the sights. The Garleans would benefit from my healing magics, as would our comrades, should fighting break out. It's not a question of should it break out, my friend. A question of when. You have a wording skill for me, too. Indeed I do, Maxima. Oh. Thank you for this, and for going to such incredible lengths for the sake of my people. Though I have little to offer in return, I would impart some advice, if I may. I've been told by many to wear the cold of Ilsabard, and I cannot stress enough this is no token warning. I will be distributing specially made warming tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemist's Guild, but understand that they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave the provisioning of said protection to your discretion. Now let us proceed to the Alamegan Quarter. While you make your final preparations, I will have the pilots ready the airships. This is our last chance to make ready before we set forth. You needn't worry about Urianger and I. We still have what we wore in Garlemald before. Stidian claims to be quite warm and toasty beneath his armor, and since he spent a fair bit of time up north recently as well, I have no reason to doubt his words. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise, I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my liking. Hark, is that the cry of scions in need of a tailor, I hear? But how? I have my ways. Oh, yes, indeed. You thought you could sneak off to Ilsabard without telling me? Nothing escapes my notice. Hey, Tataru. Now you will wear these garments I've made for you unless you like it, or whether you like it or not. Thank you very much, Tataru. You never cease to amaze. But why do I need an outfit as... You need a new outfit as well. Wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. All in the name of fashion. Rather, the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I've never worn them myself? I did have one other thing to share. Artemis and Vida will have finally returned from assignments in faraway lands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events throughout Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlayan? Oh, why not? You can keep Kryle company in the Baldessian Annex. We'd love to have you there. And I heard Ergmus and Bloomvita will do a fine job carrying on in our stead while we're lying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we've nothing to worry about. My thoughts exactly. Also, while I'm confident you won't go collapsing again because a certain someone who shall remain nameless isn't in a position to transport your souls to another world, if anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I'll be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of, and then I'll make my way to Charlayan. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. Not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you other than pray for your safe return. Which I will, every day. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer then. Here are your winter woolies, handcrafted by yours truly. Thank you very much. Okay, that's a really nice looking cloak. Tara is desperately trying to retain her composure. Aww. I'm told the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Ah, there he is. Alright, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you? Bye, Tataru. It's an honor to finally meet you. We of the Garland Ironworks will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains and into Garlemald. For many of us, it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable Imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal, and if there is aught we might be able to do further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. You are ready to depart. We'll ready the engines. On boarding the airship, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. We should be fine now that I know I can pause cutscenes to a certain extent. In addition, you will be required to participate in battle. Your progress will be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, you'll be able to try again from the most recent of these. Okay, duly noted. Please note that if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Let's do the thing. Or at least start doing the thing, you know? Are we ever going to reveal any more of that map?
Ilsabard, divided in twain by a vast mountain range. Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly?
Giant.
On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacius, the winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
Oh, bud, you need to get a plate over the top of that chainmail.
We've received word
Help
from
trap some
Francis
air in
Reconnaissance
there.
Party. They've sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials.
Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps.
Ooh, these Tolas outfits looking real nice.
Maxima reports that they're led by Vergilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion, which comprises the bulk of their number. However, they are
Ooh, I
also
love
joined
that
by
armor.
several members of the 1st.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus's death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
Indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War. Yet now, these former foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garlemald from invasion.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
Yeah.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garlemald, the very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
Here?
How so? Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment? Not impossible, but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Having observed the opposition, I imagine Thancred had something to suggest?
He did. He and the other scouts have already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position. Stored within is a stockpile of Magitech armaments, and once we give the signal, Thancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel, and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
Usually works.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into 2 groups. The first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies. As for the Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice. Kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
Fair enough. Meanwhile, at the Imperial Supply Depot. Ooh, that is a nice looking coat, sir.
Your proposal was well received. More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in as spectacular a fashion as possible.
Yep.
Stola always did have a flair for the dramatic. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks.
Hello?
Hey, what counts as hurt enough to go see Aunt Elena?
Oh, baby, what happened?
Well, LaFerlin and I were playing in the forest, and I sort of rolled down a hill wrong.
Oh, well, let me take a look at that. No, we don't need to go see your auntie. Well, we've got some bandages. I'll also a healing spell at you. It'll be fine. It's not too bad. We should be taking a break here anyway, just because we've got a commercial coming up as it is. So I'm going to take a few minutes, look after the little one, and we'll be back just as soon as you know it. You don't have to sit around for the actual commercial. Stand up, stretch, do all that good stuff, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes, okay? Alright. Alright, come on. We'll get you cleaned up. Alrighty, we are back. It was just a scuffed knee. That's not as bad as it looks. Always looks worse than it actually is, I should say.
Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control terminal. If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand. The blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan.
Ooh, we're gonna control Tanker, I
to see
think.
tomorrow.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
Wouldn't have it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
Right, let's take some stuff, move it around. MSQ presence. I would like to. Oh, okay, or not, I guess.
Keep your wits about you.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
Oh.
Must be losing my touch.
how do I deal with this?
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned.
Okay.
Head to the control terminal. It should be to
Halfway
the
through.
northwest.
Understood.
I don't know. Anytime I do these sorts of things, I feel I need to get really, really quiet because, like, it is a stealth mission, you know? The Imperial Slashers come through there. Back out. I don't remember how far that guy goes. Okay, he goes to there. This guy next, maybe. Back around my little corner, okay. I genuinely don't know how I'm going to be able to get through to that. There's definitely a dog there.
Seven hells.
but that reduces the amount of people that are on patrol. Okay. So I'm not a fan of that, but it could have been worse. Okay, backing up again. This is just a very useful hiding place. Let's really see the little skittery fucker come around. There he is. Okay. This is the one that I need to hit next, I think. As soon as he turns down that alleyway. Come on, Miguel. And I run. Now it's over there. Yep, he runs. And what I'm going to do is once he comes to here, I'm going to use my invisibility to get past him. There we go. And get the timing right to get rid of that before he comes round. Oop, excuse me. There we go. There we go. And we're done. Hello, Circuit! Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing this morning? We are infiltrating Garlean defenses. Did not realize there was going to be a Metal Gear segment of this Final Fantasy game.
To my considerable relief.
What news from our comrades?
They stand at the ready.
Excellent. And let the fireworks begin.
Okay, that thing, as weird as it looks, does look very similar to a piece of equipment I've used for sound stuff in the past. Or was it lighting? It might have been lighting, called a Y-sickle. Basically, it was a very early way of turning the signaling protocols used for lighting control into a wireless signal. So Wi-Fi icicle, Y-sickle, if you get the joke.
The blizzard's beginning to clear. The Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now, if they haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
Ishtola and the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right, but...
You worry. We get it. Uh-oh.
Wait! Something's coming!
We're right along the highway, so...
Oi, oi! Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts.
Alrighty. I'm going to sit up and actually do some work. At least I get to be myself for this one. Yes, this is my first time through the MSQ. Like, I know little bits and pieces, just because, you know, watching other streamers and stuff like that, but I've pointedly kept myself away from the biggest parts of the MSQ on this one. I genuinely appreciate the fact that there was a decent amount of focus given over the last few cutscenes to the fact that, ooh, wow, nicely done, Alice.
A brief respite, but stay alert.
Oh, am I not allowed to help the others?
Keep the carriages safe.
Ah, there we are. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, as I was saying, I appreciate deeply the fact that there were a lot of things said about the fact that, you know, while we need to defeat the Garlean army, as it were, or at least the Telophoroi, the Garlean people were not to be harmed if we at all could possibly avoid it. There we go. That one.
A fine display, but the other carriages are still in danger.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
We're the only ones still struggling. How we put our backs into it then? I've been itching.
Slash and slash, and let's hit you with the bada. Whoop, excuse me, you with the bada bing. This guy has a lot of HP. Oh, biggin. Right up front. Oh. Ow. And we do that one, and then that one. Whew.
You lot all right back there?
Whew.
We're fine and ready for more.
I'm not.
Hear that? Get to the front and turn the tide.
Oh? I thought we'd already done that. Well, okay then. Meanwhile, on the front line... See, this is why you shouldn't attack Santa's workshop. I don't know, just something about the music put me very much in the mood of, like, fairy tale Christmas songs.
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
It's nothing that won't heal in time.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
This is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
That he did.
That I did.
And she's just out here bare-knuckle boxing these guys. Oh, I want that armor.
That's for Gilia. Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
That's right, I haven't done much pugilist either.
There's no end to them.
I have a whole nother class to finish off once I get to the end of Lancer. Okay.
I was wondering when you'd turn up.
Yeah. Let's do this.
There's no stopping us now. Come on. Let's show them what we're made of.
Alrighty. Oh, I'm going, I'm going. I'm not keeping it for myself. Pippin is so good. Wow. Rude. I can do that too, you know. in. We go bop, bop, bop. Uh-oh. Oof! Oh, no. Okay, wow. That was one fucking hit, huh? Okay. Sure. Yep. Nope, that was just me being stupid. I tried to do a backflip and messed it up. I didn't have a target anymore. Oh well.
We have them now.
Take two. Alrighty. Thank you very much for the hydration, Foxcan. Welcome. I will hydrate just as soon as I can. Had been a while since I had any water, actually. So thank you very much for the reminder. How are you doing today? A little too... There we go. Can I get the second one off? Yes, I can. Doing okay? Lots on your plate. Fair enough. Oh, you know me. I never ever give myself enough time to get things done. But we muddle through anyways. Now, enjoying my time off for the weekend. And tomorrow I get to go to a marketplace that just opened up nearby, so that's going to be nice. Cool. Thank you very much for the posture check. And there she is. Oh. Hey, there we go. But yeah, it's just kind of like a little end of the month marketplace thing that they're going to start doing in town near here. Oh, there we go. Not quite within range. There we go. So I figured, since, you know, tomorrow would normally be the 5th Saturday of the month when I do like a random game anyway, not one of my scheduled streams, I'd go ahead and head on down there and check that out, you know? See how it's getting on. Oof. Alright, let's see if we can't hit some multiples here. Hello, Hunter of Goblins. How are you doing today? And Sadu a hand. Oh.
Tremble before the sun!
Whew, there's a lot going on here. There we go. Good job, Sadu. Whoa. We got there in the end, huh? Oh. Love dramatic endings to fights like that. I'm going to take your armor.
A worthy adversary.
Mm-hmm.
Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. Then we will fight again. To the death.
Okay, chill, Sadu.
Sadu had too.
Oh, good. Get ignored, scrub.
That was the last of them. The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan?
Yeah, the supply caravan's doing fine as far as I know.
Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon we shall arrive at the capital.
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here. Bested by the Kavosi after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth, freezing, hungry, desperate, hated.
Mm-hmm. It is a gorgeous aetheryte.
The chosen, forsaken. In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Solus single-handedly sparked the Magitech Revolution. How did he conceive the machina that feed on ceruleum?
How indeed.
Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks?
Oh.
Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, far colder indeed, bitterly so.
Who's actually speaking right now?
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
A buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand.
This rain,
The
yeah.
tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
Maybe we find out what its name was before?
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone.
Interesting that they've got a greenhouse over there. Well, we should definitely attune to this. Oh, hello?
I hate to interrupt your stream, my little flower.
You can interrupt
But
anytime.
there's a customer issue out front?
Oh. Little issue, big issue, what are we talking about here?
Just the former.
Okay, that's fair enough then. Okay, well, I suppose I'll go deal with that. We are at about that time anyway, so I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I'll run a commercial, and hopefully I'll be back just as about as it ends or so. Okay, we will continue on after the break. Alright, so is it a pricing problem? Did somebody step on somebody else's toes? What are we dealing with?
The St. Louis Blues.
Okay, we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. Thank you very much for your patience, folks. That took a little while longer to take care of than I thought. But we are... Oh, okay. Don't you just love it when you're very much the person in charge and you introduce yourself as such and then somebody else says, go get your boss, and it's like, I am the boss. Excuse the fuck out of me. In spite of the obstacles we faced, our plan proceeds apace. Just a little farther and we will reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss a course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Y'shtola and Graha to join us in that building to the northeast of the camp? Elise and I will meet you there. Oh, there's Y'shtola. Meeting? Yes. I'll make my way over once my head is cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. The air is thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. Is the monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like a sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only much more terrifying. Ether flows unceasingly towards it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping anchor my senses in the here and now. For the others, I shall be there in a few moments. Yeah, that thing gives me the heebie-jeebies, and I'm not even in this world. I can't imagine how somebody who sees via ether would be dealing with it. You'll be pleased to know most of the tempered have been quartered inside the nearby buildings and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one would expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there are no signs of anything having been stolen. Possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble. It seems to me they left far too many useful possessions behind. Although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. Sorry, I was merely thinking aloud. You mentioned a meeting? I'll make my way there. At least the rain let up. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we will begin.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city. For therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroid's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may.
You have the floor.
Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine.
Oh
Once
my.
we've cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
Okay, okay.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers in their ministrations. Of course, I will require a porxie of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twill be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
Fair.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next.
Well, they're probably frozen
My smiths
over.
reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Sure.
Understood. The machinist will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophoroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
You know, hypnotized people and to be a little methodical
Perhaps we
and
are
not
beneath
creative.
their notice.
That is also possible. Or at least they think we are, anyway.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
Could help.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace. How about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
Oh my
Truly
goodness,
my
sir.
honor to be of service. Though I doubt that you of
That is a
all
great
people
cook
need
for
rely
you.
on my tricks.
That leaves us with guard duty.
As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino.
Oh?
Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
Fair enough, fair enough. I'm not gonna pick that last one, but it sure would be funny. If there are any survivors, we will surely find them.
I have faith that you will, and look forward to greeting you on your safe return. You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
must be good. If it's this cold with Tataru's clothing, I dread to think how we fare without it. I must remember to thank her when we next meet. It makes me realize, too, that while the people of Garlemald have spent their whole lives in conditions like these, even they'd be hard-pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them, and quickly. Seriously, Amanlane, you've got to get a plate over the top of that trap, some air in between that those links in the chainmail, and you'll be right as rain. You'll be much warmer. What ho, chums? Been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I too have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Hey, rude. But since you ask, we're to scour the Eblin Rime for survivors. What? Wander around ice fields on the off chance you'll find someone? It'd take forever to finish the job without the benefit of my expertise, or, more specifically, my telescope. Come, friends, I know just the spot to begin our search. See? He could be useful. We'll probably regret this, but we may as well humor him. Ooh. What are you? Like a big goat buffalo thing. Love it. I spy with my little telescope a massive sheep thing. Maybe it's a cow? Not what we're after either way. That ether current? No, just a wind sprite. Other than that, it's all snow, snow, snow. Hello! What do I see over yon hillock? There's no mistaking it. That's a girl. Survivor? Show me. Over there, behind that tree. Looks like she's running away from something, though surely not us. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell is that she's wearing a pale green dress. A rather fetching one at that. She'll be long gone by the time we get anywhere near, but we should be able to follow her footprints. Alright. I'll let Lucia know when where you're heading. Oh, and take these warming tinctures with you. Our girl must be chilled to the bone, on the verge of freezing to death. That's actually very thoughtful, thank you. But won't you need some for yourself? Oh no, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less. And lest we forget, the very reason we are here to protect those in need. Now go, and Godspeed. Alrighty. Off in the direction of the, ceruleum mine. Barracks? I don't know. Either way, magic bed gets us there, I suppose. Hello. Trail of fresh footprints. Footprints, even. What in the world is that shambling mess? Ugh. Like a Marlboro. Why is it so squishy? Oh, there they are. There's the twins over there. Getting closer, I'm sure of it. At first we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the doors don't look to have been open in some time. She might still be nearby, so we'll keep looking around here. Then again, it's also possible she ran right past this place. Would you mind searching up ahead? The green dress anxiously surveys her surroundings. Were you to call out to her from this distance, it might attract wild beasts to your location. It's safer to get closer first, but you must do so without drawing her attention. Appearance of yellow indicators signify that she will detect you when turning around. Make use of cover such as rocks to approach her without being seen. Similarly, a circular area indicator signifies that you'll be detected for following too closely. Okay. Like red light, green light, you know? Those beasts spot me, I'm done for. Are we the beasts? Huh. You're all depending on her, apparently. Okay, interesting. hidden place. Here we go. All safe and sound. Whew, still in one piece. Hello. Who are you? Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. We just want to talk. I'm Alphino. This is my sister Alice and our good friend Lynn. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones that are responsible for all of this. You did this to us. Savage? I don't like that word. We didn't, I promise you. One of the reasons we came was to find out what happened here in the first place, in fact. The Telophoroi are the ones to blame. They're the ones who laid waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they've destroyed the entire world. They're the enemy. Our enemy. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who've been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care. We're striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we've met who wasn't already enslaved. Were you able to escape their influence? Are there others like you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? My name's Lysenia. As for how I've managed to stay sane, I'm asking myself the same question. Ever since that night and the roar, that terrible roar, the screams. I was screaming too, I think. Not sure. Can't remember. Then came the silence. Everything was still. Oh, I skipped one. Dang it. Oh well. Your hells are real. I saw one that day. I ran past friends. People I'd known my whole life. Eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with soldiers. I didn't stay to watch. Fled as far as my legs would take me. You have family here? Is this their home? No. No, this is Victor's Spoils. A mansion for retired soldiers. Or it was, but now me and me and a few others are borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. Just wanted to keep everyone else safe. I didn't know if you were... The truth is, our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help. Can you? Of course. Whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. Better tell the others first, though. Wait here. This is everyone. Insidia says you can be trusted, but these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops onto our home. Having said that, for you to provide us with means of heating the place as a sign of goodwill, perhaps we could take you at your word. If that's too much to ask, then leave us be. Time to put my firewood gathering skills to use. Did you provide the spark with a little magic, Alice? I'll have a fire burning in no time. Can we build it under that gazebo? The what? Oh, you mean the bower. Yes, do as you will. Something going on there. I'll find out what it is at some point, I'm sure. Just got something. Ooh, pants. Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all the running around. Well, I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in far worse state than me. We were planning to look for somewhere warmer with more food, but we're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health. I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? No? I am a talented healer. A little desktop radio, that's adorable. I can treat their frostbite and their wounds, but it may take time for the fire to do its work. Now would be a good occasion to make use of Emilien's tinctures, the ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Make sure everyone gets one. I love the scratchy sound, like, mod that's been put on top of that. That's good. I shouldn't say mod, the filter that's been added. Numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect once the fire dies it will return with a vengeance. Here you go. A warming tincture? Never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what's happened. It's nothing but ruins now. The buildings still standing offer no more than a meager protection from wind and snow. Food production, water purification, the magic that sustained us has come to a grinding halt. Machina that remains operational cannot be run for lack of ceruleum. Of course, cerulean engines are full of the stuff. All the good it does. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All is well. Yes, even never better. Oh. Well, what sleep liberation is this? Is it poisoned by any chance? Buddy. It was a joke, a joke. I laughed is that I may not weep, so said the poet. Alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek. There they fell. We are the blessed damned, to bear the witness to the fall of the great empire, while our brethren lie dead, or live on as puppets of flesh. First came the roar, then war, then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions, and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. From the rubble rose the disheveled remnants, their lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace. Each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering, perhaps, to the architect of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. I knew better than to plead with that horde. Fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. What do you want, buddy? A tincture? May as well drink it, I suppose. Actually, come to think of it, who's broadcasting at this point? It's a radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it? You use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. You're There are different types, but this model is by far the most popular. Made with quality components crafted with the finest ores, sourced from Locus Aminus. It is. Not all that useful since the capital fell into ruin. People at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended up like all the others, because all we've been hearing is the same music, being played over and over again. Home beyond the horizon. An ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Locus Aminus. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but I always hope to take back what was once ours. It is a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varus yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. It's a cunning strategy faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. You bet it is. I'm sure of it. Emperor Varus would not be defeated so easily. Alright, bud. I wonder if you can get those radios. Like his housing decorations, you know? What's that? Something to warm you up. Or at least temporarily. And this is what you gave the others. Thank you. I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Are you part of the group staying at in Laternum? I saw the goddess Virgilia's troops heading towards Magnus Glacius a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Yeah, and I was wondering what it was actually called. Camp Broken Glass, you call it. Virgilia and her men are all there now. So, how did you reach the Magna Glacius? Did you cross the mountains on foot? No, but I can't tell you much more. Airships. There may be a way to... Assinia, where is everyone? Is something the matter? Well, I did just hear a voice from inside. You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps a baby Almasty has found its way into the house. Wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have even been known to attack people, too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat the goddess, then surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. If you have a mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there, people whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what I can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. I want food in exchange. Lots of food. That's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach their den, we'd have to make our way past all those creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. The offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. We'd best bunch out for baby Almasties while we're away. Oh yes, of course. I'll see if I see any. I'll be sure to shoot them away. To reach Tapper's Den, you have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight. But if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to find the long way around. Finding the entrance can be a bit tricky too. So it's easier to just look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. Is it just that the person she's got inside is wounded, or is there something more going on there? Well, I'm sure we'll find out soon. One cup finished. Who goes there? How did you find us? Ah, the lady across the lake. What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? If Purebloods over at Victor's Spoils hadn't given away our location, you'd never have found us. Stuck-up arseholes. Thought they could come waltzing in here demanding ceruleum with nothing to offer in return. Huh. Looks like the boot's on the other foot now that the capital's gone to shite. So they've resorted to sending you to negotiate. I know your game, Sellsword. They think they'll give in to intimidation. You've got another thing coming. Sir, you are at least 3 times, if not 4 times my height. Oh, come on. Alright, well, I guess we're doing this. Have you had enough? Uh-huh. There you are. Just after you left, Vincinia asked me to go and catch up with you in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip that I have a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. Did you leave Alphino there alone? This is Tapper's Den. Well then, after you. Who are you? What happened to the guards? Oh, hello?
The fire brought a gross bug inside again.
Okay, did he let go of it or does he still have it contained?
It's in a jar, but Lynn's looking at it like it's candy.
Oh boy. Alright, I'll be there in just a second. Don't let her eat it. Don't let him make her eat it. Alright. Here we go deal with that. Alright, well, it's gonna be our last commercial break for the stream. Coming up soon anyway, so stand up, stretch, do all that good stuff. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, alright? Oh, hopefully it's just small this time. Alright, bud, what you got? Let's find a good place for it to go in the garden. Okay, we are back. The Arisians and rebels here to save the people of Garlemald. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why in the hells would you pass up this chance to put those Imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess. None of you are Garlean? You were brought here from other lands? Irabanya, Yanxia, Bozja, Almaska, to name of but a few. Some dragged here against our will, others fed bollocks about a better life. All put to work extracting ceruleum. All given the esteemed title of An, placing us firmly on the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. About the only thing that's escaped more or less unscathed is Cerulia engines. Still sustaining us, even with our paymasters out of the pictures. But, well, we hear you're experts in drawing up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake. But how can you do that if it's frozen over? Wouldn't you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. At any rate, it's not as if the ceruleum is used for much these days. City in ruins. We take enough to power our heaters and save the surplus for later. And though it helps stave off the cold, it does sod all about our hunger unless we trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we've got ceruleum by the barrelful. If they're interested, we could exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare. Well, we can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go now, why carry on living here? Free to go? But where? Even if we manage to get back to our homelands, we have nothing left for us thanks to the Empire. The knowledge and skills we acquired working here would be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying for the time being. As long as there's a need for ceruleum, we'll find a way to get by, even if Garlemald as we knew it was gone for good. You don't know, what's been happening outside the borders, though, do you? Regardless of what Ilsabard contingent does for people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life has been turned upside down. For all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. But what of the ordinary people? Their lives, their stories? Should they be forgotten too? I suppose there will be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. You'd come seeking ceruleum, have you? Oh, yes. Those purebloods up at Victor's Spoil sent you? Turn to their enemies for help. They must be more desperate than I thought. Again, Cynia's got her little sister to think about. There we go. Okay. We only saw Licinia and 3 men. Possible she died from whatever was ailing her. If she needed treatment, I doubt there'd be any way to get around it. Get it around here. I may have refused Licinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something for exchange, but I can spare them a bottle's worth of ceruleum. Consider it a reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Be sure to send them our way, you hear? Thank you. Can't for the life of me think why Licinia would keep her sister a secret from us. We can ask about that once after we've delivered the ceruleum. Come on, let's hurry back. Thank you, sir. Back to bed. Honk shoe, and all that. I just hope that Alphino hasn't been, like, put to knife point while we were away. You know? I was gonna say it's peaceful out here, but you're just over there slurp, slurp, slurping. It's too quiet. I would have thought Alphino would still be treating them by the fire, but they're nowhere to be seen. I'll look inside the house while you search outside. They can't have gone far. Yeah, I fucking called it. They asked me to help carry supplies, but when I followed them back here, they attacked me. Caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. Here they fared rather worse than me. You can't fool us. We know what you're about. Vultures, that's what you are. Waiting in the wings for us to show weakness, then you swoop. Here to help. What rot. All a ploy to make us lower our guard. You in, put ourselves at your mercy, put us in chains, steal our lands, get your revenge. Dude, you are wrong. That's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later. We've got bigger problems. Found empty medicine bottles on a bed that's still warm. It's true. Yesenia was hiding her sick sister inside the house. For fuck's sake, we have a healer! We have 2 healers with us. But now there's no sign of either of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours. And if you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. I'd never give up my people. We are trying to help them, you idiot. Her sister's ill. The empty bottles prove it. Medicine ran out, or she put it in her pockets to make it easier to carry. Or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you. You dumb motherfucker. You invade our homeland, taint it with the same sorcery used to slay our countrymen. Garleans should sooner die than suffer that insult. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than be corrupted by your vile magics. You were waiting for a chance to free them since the moment you arrived. Dude, you have been lied to. You are not immune to propaganda. Actually, that's pretty much true for everyone in this game. This is getting us nowhere. Cannot say how Yesenia and her sister will react when we find them. Find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. First need to tend to my injuries and theirs. I'll join you in the search after. Right, be careful. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out of here, so that's where we'll start. Dumbasses. I mean, they're projecting what their people would have done. Doesn't make it any better. 2 sets of fresh footprints, young women judging by the size. It's definitely them. Come on. brought out the draft chocobo. Everybody hop on. Trail stops at the frozen lake. Perhaps they chose this route so as not to leave footprints. Can't think of any other reason. Look at this place, it's crawling with beasts. Only imagine how hard it must be for her ailing sister to cross the ice. Really do with Alphina's help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Let's split up and look for clues. Oh, for goodness sake. It's so dark here. Uh-oh. The blood staining the snow appears to be fresh, judging by the amount the victim may have been severely wounded. Southeastwards. Lovely. Okay. Warm, chunky lad. No, sir. Go away. You as well. No, thank you. Come on. Oh, no.
Blood trail. We found one. They were attacked.
Mm-hmm.
No. Why wouldn't they? Safer to brave the wilds than trust in our magic. We should have... I should have...
No, bud. You did what you could.
We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
What if we're only making it worse?
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold.
Valid.
I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it, but Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there is something to the tale after all. I want to understand. So I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right. You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
A little heavy, but it is what it is. There must have been something we could have done, but what? Should we never have come? Would they still be alive if we hadn't? We've already caused enough harm here. Let us return to the camp before we cause any more. As for those in the house, we should send someone to take care of them. Someone who isn't us. All we can do for now is make our report to Lucia. Do everything in our power to prevent further tragedy. Let us linger here no more. What's that? Do they even have acceleration on here? Yep. Okay. Nope, that was one of those that I did not keep around. You know what? Let's just go ahead and teleport back there. They say in Alpha Node tell me that they have finished their preliminary search for survivors, but refrained from saying much more than that. Clearly they're reluctant to provide details. May I ask for your account? It's not a pretty one.
Thank you for your report. We shall inform the troops of these developments and instruct them to proceed with the utmost caution should they encounter any survivors.
Allow me to go and speak with the ones at the victor's spoils. They may be more willing to listen to a fellow Garlean and accept our offer of assistance.
I pray you are right. And though I am loath to burden you any further, should there be an appropriate occasion to speak of Licinia and her sister, please do so.
I am sorry to have put you through this.
My distress is nothing compared to their suffering. So tell me, what else have we learned?
As you may have already heard, we have succeeded in curing the members of the Popularis, Maxima identified. They have provided us with some intriguing insights into the current state of Garlemald. The assassination of Emperor Varus was the catalyst for the civil war. Nerva declared his claim to the throne, and his opponents refused to recognize it. Fighting broke out in the capital, where Nerva's Third Legion clashed with the First, who remained loyal to Varus even after his death.
Of course, even Imperial warmongers would balk at the idea of turning their shining city into a battleground. Like burning down the wood to spite the wasps. Neither side would be so mad. Unless something or someone inflamed their animosity to such an extent that they could not help but act against their better judgment.
It brings to mind events of the Gimlet Dark, does it not? The Emperor's sudden withdrawal from the front lines, specifically. Nerva and his father, Titus, Varus's then political rival, took advantage of rumors that Crown Prince Xenos had been possessed by a demon.
Elidibus, what better way to disparage your enemies than with the truth, or a close enough approximation?
Indeed. But before their accusations could be substantiated, many of Titus's followers were silenced. While some were merely stripped of their status, others died under curious circumstances. One after another, suddenly and suspiciously.
Again, Elidibus. Like as not, he had a hand in it. No evidence was found to implicate Varus, certainly. Nevertheless, Titus, Nerva, and the Third Legion would have judged it a brazen attempt by the Emperor to rid himself of his political enemies. And then, in the midst of this growing turmoil, Varus Sosgalvis is murdered. And Garlemald's own prodigal son, Gaius van Belsar, is named the murderer. Shortly thereafter, Nerva claims the right of succession, and in response, the First Legion claims the assassination was part of a coup d'etat orchestrated by Titus and Nerva.
So no one is at fault, and everyone else is to blame.
Yep.
I should add that both parties received substantial financial backing, presumably to provide them with the means and encouragement to pursue a swift victory, and that these contributions came from the self-same benefactor.
Interesting.
I'd heard House Brutus had been filling the Third Legion's coffers, but the First as well.
It would seem so. Though the Populares determined that the First Legion received funds from a variety of organizations, all had connections to House Brutus.
So Fandaniel, in the guise of Asahi, was playing both sides against each other the entire time.
The information we gained from my friends does not end there. One night, shortly after fighting broke out, the capital was shaken by an immense tremor. From that point onward, they have no memories, no recollection of any events, including our clash on the Magna Glaciers. But when asked about the Imperial Palace and its bizarre transformation, they somehow recall Emperor Varus giving them orders in their dreams. May the Tower of Babel stand as testament to the glory of Garlemald.
The what now?
This sounds awfully familiar.
We have something to show you all.
Like, we're going there, huh? Alright.
Varus spoke to them through this radio. Perhaps it was a recording, but if not, that would be inexplicable.
Not necessarily.
We are of one mind, then.
The ether that permeates the ore used in this device is almost identical to that of the talismans.
Huh?
I see it. While it is likely more by coincidence than design, these devices might also ward against a primal's influence. A picture is beginning to form. If the tremor felt throughout Garlemald was a wave of ether emitted by a primal, then while those within range would have been tempered, those huddled around a radio desperate for news concerning the Civil War would have been spared.
No wonder Yasinia kept it close.
My friends, I must speak with you. A young man was caught trying to steal our supplies. He is a soldier of the Iron Men, we think, but one who has not been made thrall.
Bring him
Thankfully,
inside,
Matt and
then.
I restrained him before blood was spilled. The stranger is outside, if you wish to ask him questions.
Yes. Get him something
I think
warm.
we do.
Get him somewhere warm.
Who do we have here?
Garleans?
Mm-hmm.
Traitors to your homeland! Have you no shame?
Dumbass.
I am Lucia Junius, a Temple Knight of Ishgard. And you are?
Iulus Pier Norbanus. And that's all you invaders will get from me.
We are not here to invade Garlemald. Far from it. Like you, our allies in Eorzea and the Far East fight in defense of their lives and their loved ones even as we speak. But it is the people of Garlemald who have suffered most. This we know. And that is why we have come to offer you our aid, that we may unite against our common foe. Whether you believe me or not, those are the facts. Now, answer me this. Why would a proud soldier of the Empire be reduced to stealing? The situation must be dire indeed for you to go to such lengths. If it is supplies you seek, we would gladly share ours, or turn a blind eye while you leave with your spoils.
I will not negotiate. My commander will determine how to deal with you and yours. If you wish to treat with him, I will take you, but no more than 3.
Alright, sounds fine.
I don't much like the sound of that. But if we do accept his proposal, I suggest the 2 of us and...
Please allow me and Alize to act as envoys.
May I ask why?
We have seen with our own eyes the hardships the Garleans face. How their futures and lives hang in the balance.
It's not the warmest invitation, but it's an opportunity to prove our intentions true. Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better.
Here. Okay, I gotta go with this one though, because what would your mother say if I let you 2 go alone?
I can see that persuading you otherwise is a lost cause, but you will proceed with the utmost care.
Oh, 100% yes. So that's another reason why I'm one of the ones going.
Couple of children and what? A sellsword? Is this an insult?
Buddy, you're not in a position
Not
to be
in the
making
least.
demands.
You will find that they are more than qualified to speak on our behalf.
She's the one in the armor, I'm the god killer. So,
There are many
you know.
dangers on the road ahead. I will need that back.
Sure, but you're gonna die if you try and draw it on us again. Alrighty. Let's see if we can at least get where we're supposed to be going. You'll be received as invited guests, and so I urge you to observe proper social etiquette and conduct yourselves accordingly. Your safe return takes precedence above all else. Remember this. Tancred, in particular, will be worried sick if you're gone too long. May the Fury watch over and keep you. Are you and the children ready? I'll explain the route once we are outside your camp. If anyone attempts to follow us, we will judge it an act of hostility. We will not hesitate to make appropriate measures. I would expect nothing less. You have our full cooperation. Alright, bud. Let's go. Alright, this is far enough. Listen carefully. We head over the hill, and follow the road until we reach Liminal Station 4. Troton in the lead. I want you where I can see you. We do have names, you know. Alice, he's Alphino. And last but least, there's Lynn. Where have I heard that before? No matter. Alphino and Alice will watch the road ahead while we bring up the rear. I wasn't lying about there being many dangers, so you're to run, not saunter, run towards the station. If you ever think about going for your weapon, the deal's off. If any creatures bar the way, we go around them. Julius will accompany Alphino and Alice will then begin moving towards the destination. Yep. Oh my goodness. Yes. I am still faster than you all. It's getting a little annoying. I have little legs. How the hell am I faster than you two? This is it. The first stop, that is. Good. It looks like your friends knew better than to follow us. Yeah, they're not needed. Are these your headquarters? No. We're stopping here so I can check for pursuers. Since it appears you've kept to your side of the bargain, we can carry on. North of the station is Regio Domorum, one of the main residential areas, or at least it was. The afflicted roam the streets in packs. They'll tear us to shreds if given a chance. Keep close. No wandering off, understood? Yep. From here we'll be heading northeast, keeping to the left of the railway. While the route itself is straightforward, getting past the hordes unseen is anything but. Keep your weapons at the ready. They would attack their own countrymen? Aye. They spare their own, but slaughter the rest without hesitation. Though we'll try to avoid detection, the chances of sneaking by completely unnoticed are slim at best. I'll lead the way, but in the event we are seen, you're to fight them off. Those two will follow us, provided they can refrain from drawing their weapons. While I doubt they would be foolish enough to stab their guide in the back, I will not take that chance. That said, let us proceed. Yeah, okay. I see why your comrades chose you. Julius, our contingent has a cure for the afflicted, or tempered as we call them. Your people would need to be taken into custody that we may administer the treatment, but they would eventually regain their sanity. Is that so? For all I know, your treatment would simply force them to forsake one master for another. As far as I and my legion are concerned, they are no longer our people. They're beyond saving. Those who thought differently and tried to reason with them were butchered from their bleeding hearts. Come, we have to keep moving. Y'all are fucking idiots. Like we're not being followed. We'll continue onward. Yep. That's what I figured. Oh, good to see you can actually fight without me. I meant what I said. These people only deserve death. I stayed my hand before out of a desire to remain undiscovered, and that is still the higher priority. We should continue to avoid unnecessary confrontations. Keep following the railway. Okie dokie. I'm gonna go ahead and mount up, though. We've only got a few more minutes before we're forced to go on another commercial break, and I don't want to do that to my audience. Oh, hello?
Mom, can you help me get a snack off the high shelf?
I mean, I can, sweetie, but aren't you taller than me at this point?
Yeah, but you have that grabby spell that I don't.
Alright, fair enough. Give me a few minutes to finish this up, and I'll be right with you. Oh, seems like it's snack time. We'll get to the end of this route, and then... Whoa! What in the world are those? That's what I meant to do. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the snooze button. There we go, just to make sure. Look at what they've become. You still stand there and claim they can be cured? Well, not those ones, no. Those exposed to a vast quantity of the primal's ether may suffer severe corruption. Even with treatment, such subjects are beyond salvation. Then you admit it. Now that you have seen these monstrosities for yourselves, perhaps you'll think twice before speaking of a cure. You dumb motherfucker! God. Everyone in this area, so fucking stubborn. No, thank you. I don't want any. I decline. We're almost there. You've kept your side of the agreement, so I'll keep mine. This way. Yep. There's gotta be an underground area, right? Ah, yep. This is the Tertium, one of Garlemald's largest stations. It now serves as our headquarters. I've already sent the twins ahead. I'll be with you soon, so wait for me at the bottom of the stairs. Uh-huh. Hello, Ratmost! Hello, hello, hello! I am excited for your stream later. I know you're going to be doing a Planned Parenthood donathon. Hang on, let me give you a shout out. There you go. Check my funds. I don't know if I'll be able to. Well, no, I'm gonna give something, but I don't know how much I'll be able to give. I already do some work with the local Planned Parenthood myself, so yeah, always support those in need. It's plain to see why they chose this as their base of operations. They could have done a lot worse. Even so, I imagine it's not the easiest place to live. Yeah, they are. They provide so many necessary services to the community. Indeed, and if Julius was willing to make the perilous journey to Camp Broken Glass in search of food, their own supplies must be all but exhausted. They may be shielded from the wind and snow, but it's still bitterly cold. Much of Victor's spoils. It must be a constant struggle to keep people warm. Lower your voices. While you may be here as my guests, the others will not take kindly to your presence. My commander is in the locomotive, over there. Oh my goodness, they have a whole subway system here. I mean, that would make more sense than using a train above ground, but let me just get this as a teleportation location and we will head out for the day. Oh, Aetherized not responding. Okay, well, that's inconvenient. But in any case, we are coming up to the end of our stream here, so let's head back over to the Just Chatting screen. And I'll find a ways to send everybody off temporarily. Yeah, so fun fact, Rat, I was fully expecting to send people off to your stream actually, but I guess I must have mixed up the time that it started. I'm guessing you have it starting at 3 p.m. Pacific time then? And I just misread it. But in any case, definitely, absolutely, everybody go check out Ratmost's stream a little bit later. Subscribe now so you don't miss that announcement. But in either way, or in either case I should say, thank you very much for stopping by today, weary travelers. I hope you've enjoyed today's Final Fantasy XIV stream. Tomorrow would normally be a 5th Saturday random game stream for me, but as I mentioned a little bit earlier on in today's stream, I am going to be going to an outdoor marketplace kind of for an end of spring celebration with my family. So instead I'm taking tomorrow off to go spend time with them. I'll be back next Friday, April 4th, with more Final Fantasy XIV. I guess it's the beginning of spring, isn't it? End of winter, beginning of spring, that's the thing. Anyway, until then, for more information about future streams, keep an eye on our Blue Sky at Come and Go Tavern for announcements and daily check-ins from me at the Come and Go. Now let's see where I can send you all off to. Let's see who's online. Oh, look, Sona's online right now. Let's go and visit them. Alrighty, folks. Ta-ta for now. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. 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 Mwah. Bye.